Okay, so we have completed the logical and the date calculation. We have something called as aggregate calculation, aggregate function also in W. Let's say I have city and state. We try to focus what I'm trying to say now. Let's say I have this data, and you see there are certain cities which are part of multiple states. Maybe this city comes under multiple states with the same name. All right. So these cities are ambiguous. I doesn't know, wherever the this is coming multiple times. Suppose uh, like my requirement is user want to know those cities which are ambiguous, these I don't know this city come under so many, repetition of the data, it's keep on repeating under multiple states. Suppose this is also repeating under two states. So what I will do is I will go here and make it as an attribute. So the attribute, this is also another kind of aggregation calculation that we are doing on the state. I'm making this state as an attribute. So what attribute function will do is it will try to give the unique values. Wherever it will have one value, it will show that value. But here, this is repeating. If you see, the states are multiple values. It's not one. So because of that, it is showing it as ambiguous star sign. So this city comes under multiple states and it is ambiguous to which one to show. So it is showing star as of now. So suppose you got a requirement where you want to show the ambiguous cities data which is repeating, like city is repeating under multiple states. You got such a requirement. So what you can do is you just click on the state, making it as an attribute. So aggregation applied as an attribute. I'm making state an attribute. So now it will try to find out the unique values. Wherever it able to get the unique values, it will show that value. But whenever it will find the multiple states, ambiguous states, so it will keep on showing star for those values. All right. So now the requirement is to show only those cities which are coming under multiple states. So right, press control and move it here. I'm pressing the control key. When you press the control key and drag and drop the column in the filter shelf, it will be try to take that particular column, a copy of that. So make it attribute, and you will see star is also coming up here. Go here and select the star one. So with this, you will only get those cities which are coming under multiple states. So you can say, okay, these are my ambiguous data which are falling under multiple multiple states, and then you can remove this. You don't want, okay, you just want to show only those cities which are in the multiple states, and also you want to write off this ABC. So what you can do is create a calculated field named as space and put double quotes space in it and click OK. Once you have this column, put it on the text shelf. So see, this ABC is gone, but there is a cell left. Okay, so what you can do is you can reduce the size of this. Go here and this is the size of this. So see, now it is showing only those cities which are under multiple states. Okay. Is it clear? Aggregation function. So
Yes.
attribute is an aggregate
One
function.
question: if we take the space over onto the city will get will get spaced, right?
Correct. So cities are coming under multiple states. So what I want is I want those cities which are coming or falling under multiple states. The name are same. So maybe we were living in Hyderabad, but Hyderabad is also a city in Pakistan also, right? So a city
Yes.
in Hyderabad is an, when I pull the data in my UI, Hyderabad is coming 2 times. That means it is repeating. I want those cities which are repeating, under multiple states. So how I can do? I know the states is repeating function also. States are, for each it will be unique and it will be coming up 3 times. So definitely I can filter the data based on its states, right?
Mm.
Okay, so because the condition is based on the cities which are falling under multiple states. So definitely when I apply the aggregation rule as attribute, it will try to give the unique values present under the state column. Okay, so it will show up those values, but wherever it will find a repetition of data. Anyways, the values are unique, no doubt. But for a city, Hyderabad is coming 2 times. One where it is showing, Telangana, and otherwise it is showing some Pakistan place, right? So, but the values are unique in the state column, but it is repeating 2 times for the city. All right, so there it will be ambiguous. Now it will show as a star, which one to show. So it will coming as a star. So if I filter based on a state, because it is cities are falling under state, I will filter on the state and try to get the name of the cities. Right. So suppose if I remove from here, okay, let me remove from here. Now this is coming to multiple time. And if I apply star on that, it will show all the values. So it is what it is showing attribute I apply star on that. It is just showing a star to me. It is not doing anything. Right. So let me remove space also. The thing which I want to do, it is not performing. It is showing all stars. So see, the city is same for all those states maybe. And so it is not showing that correct thing that we were talking about, right? So I want only those cities which are falling under different states, but the city's name are repeating. This name is repeating. So I want only those one. So definitely state has a unique values. I will go and apply aggregation as attribute on this. So when I do this then on the unique values, it will say, okay, Texas, the same city, because level of detail of this report is at the city level. So same city is coming 2 times under 2 different states. So when I do that attribute on the state, what it will do internally, it will apply an aggregation rule on the state, but the level of detail of the report is at the city level. So it will say, okay, city is repeating 2 times, 2 records anyways we have for this city, but states are different. Now it doesn't know which state it needs to show here, because states are 2 for the same city. So it will show
Mm.
star. Okay, so we will apply this on the unique value. The state is a unique values. So applying on that, so wherever the cities are repeating, this is coming 2 times. Now it is ambiguous, which is state and show up here. Because aggregation, when I apply aggregation as attribute, it will show one value. But the tableau is not so intelligent, it show the min or max. So what it will show there, it will show the star. That it doesn't know what to show up here, because there are 2 states where the city is coming in, and it is not so intelligent now right now for this function to show up one state, because the purpose of this is show the star wherever it is repeating, show up as a star. So otherwise we have some functions called as min and max. We can apply that if we want to show the one particular state, but here I'm using the aggregation as an attribute. It will show a star wherever it is repeating. And if we filter it based on that star, it is easy for the data filtration. So I can put a star. It will show up those states wherever the cities are repeating. Data for those cities. These are the repeating cities.
Mm.
Okay. So this is very important. So whenever the user asks the data repetition kind of thing, and you were thinking you can do with attribute function. try to create data at the level that the user is asking. I'm asking here city. Which cities are repeating under which states? Take one level up record, city and a state, take one level and apply all the level up record, because level up record will be the unique record, right? Because this record is repeating, don't apply on that. The one level up record, apply the attribute functionality around top of that. Then you can see the repetition of the data wherever it is happening. Okay, so this is one attribute function. Let me rename it as an also how you can get that when you go right click and drag that column now. Okay, right click and then drag and drop. I don't have the mouse, so I was facing a difficulty. But if you right click properly and then drag and drop along with the right click being pressed and just drag and drop, then you will see these values. Otherwise, if you just drag and drop, you will see the list of values, the filter function that we have discussed before, those kind of things. But when you right click, okay, right click and drag and drop, then you will see the attribute function here. Okay, then click on next and then apply star. Okay, so this is done. So next is table calculation. What is table calculation? I will explain you, but let me bring two column category and the profit. And I would just by year. I can get the order date. Okay, so whatever, right, what is the level of detail of this report is that the year wise I'm showing the category and my profit is grouping by at that particular level, the category and the year level. So for this particular year, for this furniture as a category, this is the profit. This is the profit 2019 furniture. So it is automatically doing and partitioning my data based on the dimensions that I have selected. Profit is automatically getting partitioned. So what is table calculation, right? On top of this, when we go to profit, you will see another option called as table calculation and quick table calculation. So table calculation is within the view, the existing view, you are trying to, doing some calculation and doing some computation on the existing view itself. So I'm not creating any calculated field within an existing where I have the data. I'm applying some kind of transformation here. Means I'm transforming my data or seeing my data in a the same data I want to see in different form. I'm transforming my data within the view. So this is called transformation of the values present in the visualization. It's called a table calculation. Because I'm transforming the values. So transformation of the values within a visualization. This is my visualization. So here I am doing my transformation. This is called table calculation. So what is my requirement is I want to see the percentage of total here. I don't want to see Yeah. So in Tableau, you don't have to create a calculated field for the percentage of total. They have given a straightforward option to create a percent of total. So go to quick table calculation and do as a percent of total. So when you do that, you will get the percent of total. Now, what is this percent of total it is showing up? Is it as a row wise? It is at the column wise. So percent of total, we understood the concept, right? So I explained you an example of, suppose I have an organization, I have male and female in an organization. That would be a complete graph will be 100%, but there may be a chance 30% are female and 40 the remaining 70% are male in my organization. So that will be my percentage of total. Out of 100, 30%, like 30 female, 30 number of females are 30. The percentage of female would be 30 divided by total 100. That is 30%. And for percentage of male would be, there are 70 males. So 70 divided by total, how much total employees I have? 100. Suppose I have 120 employees, then 70 divided by 120. Okay, the particular value and the total value. So right now what it is doing is, with this we can understand, it is by default Tableau do table across. Table across means it is row wise. Go to analysis and we have this option, right, to show up to the grand total. Yeah, totals here. So analysis, you will have the total options here. And when you go and show row grand total, you will see it is 100%. Means each and every value for that particular category across the multiple year, when you summed up, it will be the 100% value. So what I'm trying to see, by default Tableau do the table across percent of total. And suppose you want to the column wise, you want like this. In 2018, what I want is how much furniture is contributing, how much office supplies is computing, and how much technology is contributing to it. So I can do as table down. Okay, this is right now table across row wise. It is taking the addition of all the values. Okay, we have some values here, right, for the profit, like 2018 has 4555830156960. So it is adding all the values, which is 18455. The 18451 like 5458 divided by 18451. It will give some values, right? That would be the percentage of total. Okay, so it is taking 3015 divided by this total value, which is 18455. This is called table across. But now I want table down. Requirement is to do the table down. So when you again, there is an icon come when you click on this. So when you go and do this right now, you see it is table across the row wise. Suppose I want column wise, then do table down. It will be now down. Go to analysis again, put show grand total, and you can remove the row one because it is incorrect. So if you see now, what it is doing is it is doing table down for each category. 2018, under each category, it is that particular value that I've showed you divided by total value for 2018. Again, total value for 2019 divided by each value of furniture of a supply line. So this is called a table calculation we have in Tableau.
Got it.
Yeah. So any doubt here?
Mhm.
Okay. So we have another option called as compute using. So now what I'm trying to say here is, whenever we talk about table calculation has two things. One is partitioning. Okay, so partitioning, when I was talking about, so if you see, it is right now partitioning my data uh, um, for each value of furniture and total values of 2018, and the direction. So direction in which we move, the partitioning happen accordingly. So when we talk about table calculations, let me share one graph, then you can understand. Are you able to see my screen, Surya?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So table calculation, I think the transformation that we applied on the values in the visualization. So when we do a table calculation, there are two things: partitioning of the fields. So we have the data being partitioned in our the one which have created a view is at the category and the year level. When we go and addressing the field, like the direction in which we move the data, maybe down, up, that will define the, that will move your calculation also. So direction determines the calculation moves. So if I'm moving the table across, it means row wise calculation I'm doing. When I'm table down, it is means I'm doing top to bottom, I'm doing my calculations. So directions will define the calculation moves, and the partitioning. We have the data, the level of detail where we have the view, and that particular data is already partitioned. And on the table calculation, that will happen on the partitioning data. So let me share my screen again, but you understand, whenever we do the table calculation, the partitioning fields and addressing fields. So wherever we move the, direction, we move the calculation. The calculation moves also in that direction. So let me share my workbook again, and then I will explain it again. Okay. So see, the data is partitioned at year and furniture level. So the calculation that we are doing on the partition data, that is clear. And one is the addressing field, the direction in which we moves, the calculation also moves. So remove it. So we have moved downwise, because if you see the 100%, it is contributing from top to bottom. It means it is table down, and we have table across that I've already showed. Table down, we have something called as table. So when I click on that, and now let me add the percentage of total. So if you see, it is taking the total value, not by row and column, but total value of a table. It is taking, combining each and every value of row and column, and you get some total value, right? The total value, it is dividing this particular value. Okay, so it will add all your metrics, the 3 by 4 matrix. Each and every value it will add up, and it will find one value. That value it is dividing with the individual value which is present here. So to bring again the text field, if you see, this is an individual value, and this is my total value 28639. So it is dividing this by this and in 200. So this is not table across, table down, it is table. My right now it's the movement is by a table. Okay, so we discussed the three movement here: table across, table down, and table in which direction to apply the calculations. So this is called as the table calculation value. So there is another kind of calculations called as LOD calculations. So what are LOD, level of detail calculations? So suppose you have a requirement where you want to aggregate the data at a different level of aggregation, different level of different level of detail which is not been a part of your existing level of detail offer or a view, I can say. So let me clarify more. Suppose you have region and sales. So right now the level of detail of this view is at the region level. I want another column here maybe which is being aggregated at the state level, and the level of detail of this particular view right now is at a region level, but I don't want that my measure should be shown as a measure, at the regional level. I want my this metric should be shown at the state level. So it means what I'm doing is I'm computing computing my graph at a different level of uh, detail, which is regardless of referencing of the existing view or existing dimensions which are present in my view. So region anyway is present in my view. Regardless of the region column, I want to see my data is being aggregated at the state level. Right now, data is aggregated at the region level, but no, I don't want. I want the data to be aggregated state level. And anyways, I will pull region and that particular data. It will be regardless of the dimension which are present in my view. It will show or compute the aggregation at the different level of aggregation. This is called as LOD expression. So there are three kinds of LOD expression. We have fixed, include, and exclude. So first you understand this thing. I will explain each by one, but let me give me one example here. Suppose I will create one calculated field. And give the name as fixed LOD. Fixed at region column sum of sales. So what I'm doing is the fix is a keyword. Okay, if you go here and if I fixed here, you see the fixed, it's a keyword here, and with the keyword we will have the dimension that we want the metric to be fixed at that particular level. So whatever the dimension I will involve there, that metric, the aggregate expression that I am writing, it's being calculated only at that particular level. It will not include the dimension which are part of my report. It will only include that dimension which are I'm defining here with a fixed keyword. So what is the syntax keyword? When we select the fixed, it will start with this open braces. Make sure when you write it, you close it with the closing braces. And then the dimensions I want to include here, I have included region attribute here. Okay, region is my dimension, and you can include multiple. If you have the requirement, you can include state, and likewise you can keep on including your dimension. You see the calculation is valid. So right now let me create at the region level, and then column and sum of your measure, the aggregate expression. So this is called fixed regional LOD. Okay, I have created one measure. So let me bring it here. So right now both are showing same. See, it is also showing region wise data. The sales is also showing by region wise, because the level of detail right now of my view is at region level. So level of detail, who defines the level of details? The dimensions which are part of my view is the LOD, is the level of detail of that particular view. But when we write a calculated metric defining at a different level of detail, that will become a LOD expression. Whatever is your chart or the level of detail of a existing view, irrespective of that, I want to show my measure at a different level, I can use an LOD expression. Okay, so for now, what I did is I have added one and sales. Both are showing ones, but let me bring state here, and then you will see the difference between two columns. So if I bring the state, you will see the level of detail of the existing view will become at the state level. Okay, so it will going more green, but one of the metric which is called sales, it will change at the state level, but you see the fixed region LOD, it will not change. See, when I bring it now, the partitioning of the data for the state is happening, or the level of detail of this column, because we have not applied any LOD expression on this. So it is being partitioned the data at the region and the state level. But if you see the fixed region LOD, it is being partitioning at the region level. Okay? Region is central, east, south, and west. So data is being partitioning at that particular region level. Okay, you understood, right? The fixed LOD.
Yes.
Okay, so see, the keep on repeating, and the state, for the state, this is breaking up, but this is keep on repeating. Even though if I remove the region from my graph, right, it's right now you see the data is repeating for that particular region central. Now learn two of the values, Illinois and Indiana. Let me learn these two states, and I'm moving the region from here. Again, you will see this particular column, fixed region. You will see data is unique, but it is repeating. Let me go to Illinois. See, it is this thing, the same values that I've showed you, and Indiana, it is the same. So irrespective of the dimension which is there in the view, my LOD expression is showing at the data is aggregated at the region level. So if you have something requirement where we have to show the data at particular level, I can use the fixed LOD. Whatever the measure is being dimension or part of my view, I don't care, but I want the fixed at that particular level, my measure, and that the requirement to show in the UI. So I can go and use the fixed LOD in that. So I will explain the use cases for the fixed LOD, so that you will understand, where I need to use a fixed LOD. I will explain you two use cases. So one of the use case one is number of orders per customer. Okay, this is one use case. My requirement is I want to know the number of orders, number of customers placed, number of orders. Okay, let me ping you the use case in the chat so that I can explain you. See, this is the use case one, where is count customers by order. So I am using a sample SQL store, and I will create a report on total number of purchases made by a number of customer Y. So what I'm doing is total number of purchases. That will be my total number of orders made by total number of customers. Okay, this is my requirement. So I have order and customer, I know. Let me bring customer ID on the column shell, and let me bring order ID also. Okay, all right. So this is what I want. No, I don't want what I'm showing you. I'm showing customer ID and order ID. So let me bring make it as an count distinct of orders. Do I want like this? I want what it is showing is right now for every customer what the different count of orders they have done so far. It is showing that value. I guess with the use case that we have in the chat, I don't want. I want is a total number of purchases, total number of orders, and customer is also my a measure. Number of customers. Suppose I have 2000 customers, so the number of customer, each customers are making not each customer. Suppose there are 5 customers who made 2 orders. I want this kind of report. There are 6 customers who made 4 orders. So the number of orders made by number of customers. You understood, right? Suppose you have a company where people are ordering things, right? So I want maybe one vendor, two vendor came, three vendor came, four vendors came. So there are 2 customers who made similar number of purchases, I can say, or similar number of orders they have done. All right. So I just want the count of customers made count of orders. So, okay, this is not making my count. This is an attribute. I'm right now every customer, how the number of orders they have done. No, not one. Suppose I will make it as also as a measure and count distinct. So if you see, it is showing the aggregate value. What it's showing is I have total number of orders done by the all the customer till now is 5009, and I have the number of customer that I have is 793. This is also incorrect. It is showing total value. It is not showing there are 2 customer, 3 customer who made 4 orders or 5 orders. So this is also incorrect. So okay, so means I can't do my you know aggregation with this. So let me aggregate that. So okay, this is also not correct. So now what I want is I will create one column called as number of order per customer. How many orders customer are doing? First of all, I want to fix that. So number of orders. Fix that. Customer ID. Column. So what I'm doing, I'm fixing my customer ID. For each customer ID, give me the count distinct of orders. And I need to close this braces. When I open the brace, I need to close that also. So it's wrong. Okay, now it is good. Okay. For each customer, first of all, I'm taking the count distinct of orders they have done. I will make it as a measure. And now let me remove this and bring it here. But see, it is all again showing me as a number. I don't want it is showing as me as a number. And let me remove this. It is showing me still showing me the total values. But I want this to be shown as a value here. Okay, I don't want this to be shown as a value, as a total value. I want to show each and every values, the number of orders I want to show here for per customer, right? So what I will do is if I want to show each and every value which is present in this, definitely I don't have to make it as an aggregation rule as a sum. Sum should not come here. So to remove sum, what I need to do next is I need to make it as a dimension. So if I make it as a dimension, the aggregation sum will not be applied. It will not show the total value. When I remove that aggregation, it will show each and every value. So let me convert this to a dimension. So see, if I remove it from here. Now it is showing there are customers who made one order. There are customers who made two orders, and there are customers who made three orders, and so on. And there are customers who made 13 orders, but there are no customer who made 14, 15, and 16 orders. Directly, there are certain customers who made 17 orders also. Okay. So now I find this report is giving me the number of orders per customer. Now, what I want is number of customers who also made one order, the number of customer who made two orders. So what is next is go and get the customer ID. And make it as a count distinct. You can also do count distinct from here. And also I have told you, whenever you want to apply any aggregation rule on the dimension column, right click on this and then drag and drop. You will see an option here, apply count distinct. You will see a graph which we want to show. So there are 12 customers who made one order. There are 34 customers who made two orders. So there are 34 customers who made same number of orders, like 2. Not the order ID can be a different, but the number of orders are same. Suppose you may order two from a stationery shop, a pencil or rubber, or maybe I have ordered a notebook and a rubber. Number of orders are same, or 2 orders we have done. So it for you and me, it will count in one. The count distinct order ID will be 2, and number of orders that we have done is 2. So we are falling under same buckets. So the use case is like, you understand the use case, right? Total number of purchases made by number of customers. So there are 53 customers who did 3 orders. Okay, there are 96 customers who made 4 orders. So what I'm doing is y axis, sorry, this axis, the x axis will be my number of orders or number of purchases, and this is my number of customers. All right, so this way we can make use of fixed LOD. So I'm fixing my order at a customer level, and then I'm doing the count distinct. So it is, working as expected. So there is another use case that will be a bigger one. We will discuss tomorrow, maybe. For now, you just learn about the fixed LOD today. All right.